Hey, it's time to dish with D. That's me. I'm on a straight. There. Good afternoon, good morning, good evening, good day, folks. How's it going? It's going good for me. I so appreciate that you guys some of you guys look forward to these, and it warms my heart because I love doing these. This is probably why I started this channel, was to do these vlogs. It's just, we could give you recipes, we could, but it's when we tell you the meat of this journey, to me, that's the core of successfulness, which is not even a word. Like when I sit there and I tell you these things from my experience, I hope that it helps you and realizes that you're not crazy, you're not alone, and you're perfectly normal. That is what these vlogs are for. They're for to say, hey, you know what? I get what these say. I go through these same emotions, these same things. Because sometimes we think, we're a little bit nuts. I used to think I was a little bit nuts, which truth be told, I'm a little bit nuts. But, with certain things. But when I just wanted you to reiterate, like, these are normal feelings, these are normal emotions, these are normal things that happen during this journey. And I just want these vlogs, that's what they're hitting. And I hope, and I'm so thankful that so many of you enjoy them. They're not my bread and butter here, but I love doing them and I will continue to do them. If one person watches it, it's totally worth it. It is. If one person gets it, and that's what it's all about. And today I wanted to talk about loving yourself. I talk about this a lot and frequently, but this is going to be an in-depth, we sometimes don't like ourselves. We treat ourselves poorly or mean to ourselves. We beat ourselves up for things sometimes that are beyond our control. They are. Like we have a mishap. We eat something we shouldn't have. You know what? It happens. And guess what? It's going to happen. It's going to happen a lot. So I don't want you to sit there and beat yourself up and say, oh, what did I do? I was so dumb. Why did I do that? I'm such a failure. I'm never going to lose weight if and that's so not true. I mess up and I eat what I'm not supposed to all the time. The difference is I allow myself to be human. I allow myself to, because I think when we put ourselves somewhere else, like if we act like we're not human, we're machines or we're robots, and we just tell yourself. I love the people that say just tell yourself now. We don't listen to ourselves. Nobody listens to us. So you're not listening to yourself and nobody else listens to you. You just have to say, you know what? I made that mistake. I won't try not to let it happen again. I will try not to let it happen again. To sit there and say it will never happen again, that's a lot of pressure because, again, we are made imperfect and we will, you can strive for perfection all you want. We're made to fail. As sad as that is, but you know what? You have to just build around that. Build around the failures. Just try to occupy yourself and try to do different things in the moment that you think you're going to be weak. I sometimes leave the room. I go on the computer. I get sucked into a YouTube video, yes, or I was going to say Facebook game. Facebook games are black holes. They are. They will, especially at night when it's late after my live and stuff and I have a couple hours before I go to bed. I'm not one to snack then, but if there's something in there, like Asian snack mix, yeah, I just play Farmville. By the time I tend to my crops and my trees, I say this all the time, time has gone by, and then I kind of forgot about it. Some people occupy their hands with knitting, crocheting, those little diamond crystal things, those new, everybody's doing diamond something. I can't think what it's called. But maybe they craft, they, watch television. That's why I love television. That's why I love Netflix. Again, it's a black hole. I find a series that I can get into. I binge, and sometimes they're really good and you just want to binge more than one episode. So yeah, I get sucked in easily. So I get distracted. But I want you all to forgive yourself. And like I said, I slip up all the time. I always did through my whole journey. Maybe that's why my journey took a little bit longer than other people's journeys. Everybody's journey is different. You can't sit there and say, well, she did this and she did that, but why am I doing this? Why? Because you're different than everybody else. And you just have to find your niche. You have to find, what works for you. And I know I say that all the time, and it seems like, oh, Dee, you always say that, but I don't know what works for me. You have to try different things and see what you're most successful at. Again, I totally just kept going, and I didn't think, I embraced every ounce I lost. I didn't get mad because I only lost 0.2 this week. I embraced that. Because that just, even if I didn't lose, if I gained 0.2, I mean, it could have been a heck of a lot worse. Yeah, you're 100% on plan and still gained. That doesn't necessarily mean it was a bad week. It's hard to wrap yourself around that. I'm not going to deny that, but I'm not going to deny that at all, because it is. But I'm telling you, it's normal. And I know, hearing it from me is one thing, and you have to believe it. And I can't make you believe that. You just have to learn that. And I think when you continue on your journey, you do learn things. It's kind of like, and I do, compare my journey to Dorothy, because along the brick road that I traveled, you meet different people, you have different experiences, and they all lead to the Emerald City of goal. And you learn a lot about, Dorothy learned a lot about herself and a lot about things that the people that she met taught her. So I kind of think that's, on the journey, yeah, it might be slow, but you learn so much about things, and you learn about food and recipes and things you could create and things you can tweak that, wow, I can make this just as good if I do this, or that. And then you say to yourself, wow, this is just as good as this. And I can enjoy this and not feel like I'm missing anything. And then you get to the, you travel your yellow brick road, and you pick up, you meet people, you do things, you find out information, and you just collect it all, and you learn from that. We're never too old to learn. We're always learning in life. Life is always teaching us something. And on this journey, you will learn about food. You will learn about you and your relationship with food, because I learned a lot about my relationship with food. You wouldn't believe. The latter part of my journey was my most learning experience ever. And I can't tell you enough about that. It's just, you have to be truthful with yourself. You might not be truthful with everybody else, but if you're truthful with yourself and about how you're eating and what you're eating and why you're eating, it will help. It will, and the reasons. It's saying them out loud that makes them true. I've said that all the time when I did this vlog channel. My vlog here is what helped me. Without this channel, I wouldn't be sitting here. I'd say that with 100% accuracy. I know that because I was able to be honest. It took me saying it to the World Wide Web. I guess I'm trying to save you that aggravation. But yes, so everybody in the world knew what I weighed. Going from nobody knowing to what I weighed to the whole entire World Wide Web knows what I weigh. Kids in my school know what I weigh. It's kind of like, yeah, you know what? When you get to a point, you will embrace the old weight. Because when you're that far away from me, you'll be like, okay, I could say it now because I'm 50 pounds below that. And you won't go back once you say it out loud. You won't allow yourself, because everybody knows. So when everybody's sitting there watching you, they know. They're like, is she going to go back to her 270 pounds? I certainly hope not. Let me just get around this corner. Scooch, 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 scooch. All right. So love yourself through your journey. Your body's going to go through changes. Your emotions, oh my God, the emotions up and down. It is an emotional roller coaster. It definitely is, because you're changing. You're changing your body, and especially if somebody like me, whose body's been that big for quite a while, it changes, and then you have all the repercussions of that change. You have all this, loose skin, and there's hanging skin, and instead of saying, oh, it's ugly, to say, you know what? That's beautiful, because that shows how far I've come. Yeah, it's hanging and it's not always attractive, but you know what? It eventually after a while, it kind of recedes. Some people have problems with their hair and their skin because, Robbie told me this, these are all muscles in your body and organs. And when you go through something like this, even if it's really traumatic, like if you've lost it really, really quickly, things tend to, I don't use the word overreact, but they tend to take away from other things. So would you rather your hair get crappy or your heart? So they kind of rate the importance of different organs in your body, and your skin is an organ. So yeah, I'd rather have my skin be crappy and my hair than my heart, because we can't live without a heart, but we can have some wrinkly skin and some hair that's getting thinned out. But that's what happens because your body is just saying, woo, it doesn't know what to do because it's so used to you being the other way. It's kind of like, I make you would like your innards into like a person. But yeah, it gets used to things. It gets used to things. And it just needs time to adjust to the new you. And it's like, well, is she really going to keep up with this? We need to talk here, Denise. Are you going to really keep this lifestyle up? Because, if we're going to have to reiterate our stuff. So, excuse me, keep in mind, you are a work in progress. Love yourself. Do not punish yourself when you fail. It's hard, I know, but you are more making these decisions and choices. And like I always say, like I had a bad day, I guess it was Sunday, it was a picky day, and I said to myself, oh, it's a bad day, I'm really not good, but bottom line is, if I had that day to live over again, I'd still make the same choices. I'm not going to sit there and say, oh no, I would do totally all over again. No, I wouldn't, because that's what I wanted at the moment. And truth be told, I'm not going to deny myself these things. Life is short. And if my problem with Sunday, and why I'm going back to that, is I really just didn't sit down and eat. I was doing this, doing that, so I was eating on the run. Not always the best choice. Truth be told. But you know what? It is what it is, and I will survive. I try to make choices and decisions that I have to sit there and say, if I did do it all over again, I would, because truthfully, that's how I have to live. I'm not living, well, I should have done this, or maybe I should have done that. I really shouldn't have. You know what? Make the decision and own it. That's what I'm doing. I'm owning everything that I do. All right, I would do it again. Absolutely. And when I think about the grand scheme of things, were they the best choices? No. Could I have made worse choices? Oh, yes. So when I look about the choices old Denise would have made, totally different than this one. So I have to also look at that. Was it really that bad? No. It truly wasn't. But it's just bad in a sense it's off what I normally do now. But it's not as bad as I used to do. So, yeah, you could say you're rationalizing. You could say that. But you have to rationalize. In order to get through life, I think you have to find the silver lining in things, because you can't look at everything negatively. I'm trying to be a more upbeat, positive person, because right now life stinks. Pretty much stinks. Going to work is not something I enjoy right now. I'm just happy to be back, but I'm not happy anymore. But I'm trying to find the gold, silver and purple lining in this, because it's horrible. But, what do I, curl up and quit? No, I just try to find something positive in it that, I could just embrace, because I don't know what else to do. I should have my sunnies on. Nothing else I can do. I could run away. Like I said, quit, I could run away, and where would I be, and why are we stopping here? Oh, you've got to be kidding me. Oh, if you don't know where you're going, you shouldn't be on the road. You miss that, don't you? Me telling people off. I mean, you don't stop in the middle of the road like that. All right, we're going to end right there because I'm a little aggravated. But I thank you for joining me on my ride, and I hope you understood this video. Again, it's always all over the place, because one thing always leads into another conversation. But yes, please love yourself. Please at least like yourself. If you can't love yourself, like yourself, because you're the only self you have. That's from what I can say. And if you enjoy these vlogs, please let me know and give it a thumbs up. And if you haven't already subscribed, please hit that subscribe button and hit that notification bell. If you know anybody that Dish with D's vlogs or her journey could help, let them know. Give them my video. There's a share at the bottom. When you go down, you see the word share, you hit it, and it gives you a link. You could send them the link. I would love to have everybody aboard the Dish with D crazy ride. Ta-ta.